Welcome to this video, which is part 2 of 2 videos involving the email basics with Windows Live that's addressed in part in tutorial 2. Again, the disclaimer, your computer screen may not look precisely like my screen, and we also have discrepancies in the book compared to what is on the computer, and that's because publishers can't possibly keep up that fast with hardback books compared to websites, where if we have electronic books it's a little easier to keep up with it. You may access your email at live.com, and you've done this before, I know, since you have had an initial correspondence with me through email already. So I'm going to pull up my mail account that I already have with the college and wanted to show you a few things that maybe you are not aware of. One that might be really handy for you is to go over to options on the right hand side of the screen, and there's something there called create an inbox rule. I think you might find this handy if you've never used it before. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to set up something called an automatic reply, just to show you one of the examples that you can use. Let's say that, like in my case, I can't look at emails during the church hours where I'm playing as organist at my church. So someone that is very impatient and wants the immediacy of a reply would not get one then, or maybe I'm on vacation and don't have accessibility in my office. Of course, we have email everywhere now. But I'm going to set something up just for now, since at this recording it's around the 9 o'clock hour, and this is one of those rare moments where I'm sending something on a Saturday night, and that's rare for me, but I'm doing it right now. So I'm clicking send automatic replies. Since it's around the 9 o'clock hour, I'll start this Saturday 9 p.m. and I'll change this right now so that people won't get the wrong idea. I'll do the end time as being Saturday at 10 o'clock, just to put those for right now. And my reply might be, I am out of the office or at an event. I will check your email upon my return. So I'll throw that in there. Alright, that's my automatic reply. I've never tried this with Live before. I have with Gmail for Google, but I haven't for this one. So let's save this, and I'll see what happens when this occurs. I happen to have pulled up my Gmail account, michael.sisk, which I never use with any students under any circumstances, so of course in a nice way don't send messages there because I just don't respond to it. I don't do it on Facebook either. That's pleasure separated from business or work. So I've got something here that says, I need some help today with this project. Can you help me out? So I've already sent it to the teacher account, playing the game right here, and hopefully this will work. So I'm going to click send. This one's out of Gmail in case someone is totally confused or nervous right now. So I'm going to send this. Alright, and I have no idea what happens. This may or may not work. I'm going to go back now to my mail from the college, and there's one that came in. It says, I need some help today. Can you work with me on Saturday night with this project? Now let's pretend that I'm not available, and I'm going to see if this works. It may blow up in my face. We'll see what happens. And it may take a few minutes for this to happen. I'm going to refresh the screen and see if by chance the reply comes back. It's supposed to bounce back. Now again, watch it not work now. But supposedly what will happen in this situation is that a reply will automatically go back to any individual that sends the message during this 9 o'clock hour. So I'll check later and see if this works out. So there's my inbox rule right there that I've already made, and hopefully this will send something. That's the way ideally that this should work anyhow. So I wanted you to know about that input rule, which is under options. Another thing I wanted you to be aware of, which you may be aware of already, over here in the bottom left hand corner beyond the mail and the calendar that we've already talked about, there's something called contacts, and you can actually put people's names in here and have as many individuals as you want to. Now if you wanted to remove one, I was trying to be you're a B student right here, and that's where the name was. I was thinking I was going to put you're an A student right there as a little pun kind of name, but I picked that one as an example when I was playing with this prior to recording the video. But basically, when you're doing contacts, you click the word new, and this is not a new email because I'm in contacts mode, and I would go and I'll just put one of our Blackboard correspondence names, Pam Collins. This is okay because it's very public. I won't put in a lot of other details, but I can put in multiple emails as far as the contact goes. So I'll happen to put hers. Hers is Collins at Cleveland, like most faculty, clevelandcc.edu. Again, you can put as much in here, personal, business, whatever you want there. I'm going to leave that part in there for now, and I'll go up here to the top, and I can click Save and Close. I can apply something called a category here. Now, this category in this email is very different from the categories that are in your book, and I want to be real clear about that. So let's say that I wanted Pam to be in a blue category for faculty. Maybe. I'm just using blue category right there. I have no idea. I'll save and close that, and Pam's in my list. I'll go ahead and add another contact in here as well. Again, not to bore you with contacts, but I'll add Jonathan Davis in here as well. Most of you know my department pretty well, and I'll put his email address as well as Davis. I think it's Davis. It might be Davis J. Anyway, it's just a video now, so it doesn't really matter, does it? So I'll put that in there, and I'll make his category, let's say his category is green, just for the sake of arguments. I'll put green for him, save and close. And I'll put one more contact in there. I'll do the famous Michael Sisk category here, or Michael Sisk email, and I'll put in my michael.sisk@gmail.com. Everybody's going to know that now, but again, I use that mostly for my junk where I'm joining sites and mostly junk stuff. So you won't see people corresponding with me there. I do that through my another personal email and through the one here at the college. So again, I'll pick my category here. I'll choose green for mine also, and save and close. Got that done. Now I can also do something. Again, the book calls it a category, but in this newer version of Outlook, they refer to these as groups. So if I wanted to make a new group right here, I could also do that. So here in my contacts right here, I click the button that says all. I'm going to go over here to new, and instead of choosing contact, I'm going to choose group. And let's say maybe the group, since we're called Computer Information Systems Technology, I'm going to call it CIT right there. And for my members, I can actually go in and I could type in, it'll help me right here. I could type in, I can probably pull these contacts actually in, but I'll type in Collins at clevelandcc.edu, and you can separate these either by a semicolon or by a comma. It typically is okay. Davis J at clevelandcc.edu, and I'll add these to the group, and there they are. So now what happens, I'm going to, I'll stay on this page. I'll save and close it. That was an accident. You can mark priorities with these, and you can actually send something to it if you want to. I'm going to click Save and Close, and now I have a group. I have all people in general in there. I could actually look at this group, and I could modify it if I wanted to do that as well. And here are the members of the group. So if I wanted to go back to my mail and I wanted to send a new piece of mail in there, I could do that. If I go into the contacts, sending a message to the group or to individuals would be very easy. For example, if I were to click on the CIT group over here on in the reading pane where I normally have an email, I've got the group right there. So I've got a little icon that says new message, and it will automatically have CIT as the group. I would type in the subject. Let's say I said conference in April, which we actually have later on, and I type in we need to arrange transportation for the April conference. Thanks. And I would send that and would go to the group. And again, I can throw attachments in there as I need to. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the page. I don't want, in my experimenting, for them to get my mail going, what is going on here? And you can add to these contacts. The main difference I want to make sure you see with this, yes, you can send email through your contacts, but it's more like an external list. Now, I may have thrown you off because in the contact list I might have more than just their email addresses. I could have their phone numbers, their street address, and more profile information, where the address book, which I'll show you in a minute, is strictly the emails of the people who are either in your company, like in my case CCC colleagues, or people who have ever sent or ever received an email from me. So that's the big difference. Although you can send emails both through your contacts, as I've just shown you, and through any individual in your address book. So if I go to mail right here and I want to send a new email to someone, I can go in, and if I click the to button, I have an address book here that has a huge number of people that have ever sent me an email, and I can pick these in this. I can pick Andrea Hoskins. I could pick, and again, I'm just picking some names here, and that would be part of my. I would look at that information. I could add that to my to list and have as many people as I wanted to have in here, and make that part of my list. And when I click OK, I'll add those individuals. I have her down there twice, but I would have that person added to my list and do my email that way. I hope this helps out. I've had to do a very disjointed video this time because of a lot of interruptions unexpectedly, but I hope this has helped you out with the email communication. The only other thing I want to show you, though, in closing, I'm going to leave this one temporarily, and I want to go to the Google account just to show you that there are similarities in here as well. And again, you'll see mostly just job stuff where this is concerned, but you have a lot of this same similar information here, although in Google it sometimes is a little bit friendlier. You have the inbox there, you have invitations, you have lists of people who are part of your address group, and you have basically those same features. And I would encourage you to maybe even try setting up a Gmail account if you haven't done so, and see if you can do these same contacts, these same kinds of input rules. If someone sends you an email during a certain time, it'll bounce back with another response. Can you set up contact lists? Can you filter these emails, as the chapter said earlier before the actual lab part of the chapter number 2 in your book, where you're having to look at protecting email, watching out for spam and that kind of stuff. I hope this helps out. It's been 2 very disjointed videos, but best I could do it under the circumstances with the book being different. Again, communicate with me if you need help.